And welcome to the Daily Space Weather. Here at the Smash News Network, Lee's busted name in news, coronal mass ejections. They're one of the more exciting things that the sun does, so join us while we talk about them and lots more stuff. Here's the latest coronal mass ejection. This one happened early this morning. And it was associated with an M-class flare, so if you see a brightening right here, before you see all that plasma coming out of the closest star, that would be what's going on with it. Here we'll look a little closer in the same wavelengths. You see that brightening right there, that M-class flare, and then a bunch of plasma coming out. The red portion is the Soho-Lascaux C2. And we've got a strike expected to hit the Earth either midday to late day tomorrow into Monday. Could cause a significant geomagnetic storm. Here's an extreme close-up. We've slowed this one down a little bit. You're seeing 131 and 171 angstroms, part of the ultraviolet light spectrum. You should see a big brightening right about there. That was an M-class solar flare. The event, the 9th largest solar flare of solar cycle 25 to date, and that was the event associated with that coronal mass ejection. There it is one last time. Let's take a look at the colorized magnetogram next. To see largely stable sunspots here. No major changes, and these new groups are just alpha-class sunspots. Last I checked, at least when we did show prep, they were. Make sure you watch our additional videos. We'll be doing another stream about that, putting up one video on YouTube, so make sure you check us out there as well. Here's another close-up. This one's slowed down, 171 angstroms by itself. Great view of the loopy magnetic plasma structures. Just fantastic imagery there from the Solar Dynamics Observatory. Let's blast through some additional data here. The 10.7 centimeter radial flux still at 127 solar flux units. Here you can see the ramping up of solar cycle 25. It's come about 2 years early. And that 1-year graph is the 1-year chart of the radial flux sunspot number and the planetary AP index. And you can see how proportional the black line is to the red line. That's the radial flux and the sunspot number respectively. Now, NOAA is forecasting the coronal mass ejection strike late in the day tomorrow on March 13th. NASA is forecasting it more like around midday to strike. So by midday, you can expect to see something happen. I'm not sure who could be correct. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. When you think the CME will arrive, we should have a great signal. The most current coronal mass ejection strike, which caused some minor geomagnetic storm conditions, has recently subsided. Again, make sure you watch our future videos. We'll be releasing one on YouTube about that. It'll be a YouTube exclusive. And let's take a look at seismicity here for a brief moment. What you're seeing here is an earthquake drought. That's a drought of 7 magnitude earthquakes, folks. We are well overdue for a 7 magnitude quake. And let's just bring up this chart here to show you historically how much time we typically have in between large earthquakes. So there's 2020, and you can see how many red bars there. There's 2019. You can see a large earthquake drought here between July and November. There's 2018. There was a very lengthy drought during 2018. 2017 also had a very large drought. Anyway, that's your last 90 days of seismicity. Things pretty calm here over the past 24 hours. We'll just scroll up the list for you. No major quakes, nothing in the 6 magnitude range, it looks like. Only things like a 4.9 at Philippines, 5.1 at Indonesia. So nothing too exciting seismically happening at the moment. Some quakes around California, some minor ones there. And it looks like some quakes around Yellowstone. Not of a very large magnitude, though. I think the largest quake of the past 24 was this 5.3 at Indonesia. That one happened at 5:31 Universal Time this morning. Quite calm conditions when it comes to earthquakes. Next, we'll look at volcanoes. See what's erupting. Flight level 070 produced by Subanose-jima. That's a 7,000-foot ash plume from Subanose-jima. Tall, now back on the list. Let's see how tall the ash plume is. It's about 4,000 feet above sea level. Also elevated sulfur dioxide levels. 15.9 thousand tons per day produced from Tall. Mount Ibu, an Indonesian volcano exploding, flight level 080. That's an 8,000-foot ash plume from Ibu. Semeru, flight level 150. 15,000-foot ash plume from Semeru. That's also Indonesia. The Isle of East Java, Fuego exploding, flight level 170. Now we're in the Americas. That's a Central American, Guatemalan volcano there, producing a flight level 170. Nevado del Ruiz in Colombia producing a flight level 220 as it explodes. Sangay exploding, flight level 190, 19,000-foot ash plume over Ecuador from Sangay. Not sure about Revenador. Please don't assume it's not erupting. An attempt to square dance the caldera. Sabancaya were unable to detect. That's a Peruvian volcano. And Erta-Ale, located in Ethiopia now. Constant activity showing up in the lava lake, so we could be fixing for an eruption there in Ethiopia at Erta-Ale. Today's featured product is the Galactic Federation Special Forces Universum Liberate design. If I could wave my magic wand, I'd set everybody free. That's a quote from Rush. One of my favorite bands of all time. I started listening to them back in the 1980s, folks. The first new album that came out from Rush when I purchased was Presto. I think that was a 1989 release. Anyway, check out our merch. You can find links below the video as well as on the homepage at smashamash.com. Universum Liberate, the motto of the Galactic Federation Special Forces. Anyway, thanks for tuning into our live stream about some solar activity kicking off. We appreciate your watching. We'll be doing 2 additional space weather videos today, so check us out on YouTube if you haven't. Thanks for tuning into the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, and may that solar wind be at your back.